Hey there, folks. Foggy here. Welcome to day 279 of my year of solo board gaming. Considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid, we're tackling more button-shy games because they're nice and quick. This is Ugly Gryphon in. We're playing with the base set. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. Our initial set of guests. Goblin Triplet, Clumsy Wizard, Fasting Monk, Drunken Dwarf. All right, so Goblin Triplet, at least I can get into the inn pretty quickly, but then I can't move the Fasting Monk there. The Drunken Dwarf should be okay. Clumsy Wizard feels to me like a let's get him out nice and early. All right, let's get him out nice and early. We're going to start off with the Clumsy Wizard. And the way that this game works is that there's a bar phase and then there's an in phase. I'm going to keep this open just so that, actually in phase technically, then bar phase. So starting at the top of the inn, we work our way downward, check each patron's inn quirk. If patron's inn or quirk condition is met. And basically this one has no effect because you have to take the Clumsy Wizard and two people below him, sorry, not three. No, take the three people below him, shuffle them, and put them back. So, but because he's at the bottom, we don't have to worry about that. So that's good. All right, we're now going to add a bar patron. And we've got another member of the Goblin Triplet. So this time around, we've got 3 swords for the Goblin Triplet and Drunken Dwarf. Unfortunately, we don't have to worry about that with this. Same with the noise. There's not enough noise here to drive out the Clumsy Wizard, so the Clumsy Wizard can stay. Now, if we run into a situation where there are 3 goblins up here, then this is not going to go well. But I think for now we can move to the next phase. We're going to put the Goblin Triplet into the inn, and then we're going to run down the inn. And this time, his inn quirk is if there are 3 goblins in the inn. There are not. The wizard is at the top of the inn. He is not. Let's go to the bar phase. There are still 3 fights, unfortunately, so the Goblin Triplet is going to leave. He is done with that. He's not happy, and that's it. And then that's it. That's the only other one. So let's get the other Goblin Triplet out there, and hopefully this will be fine. Crud. Good lord. So yeah, we've now got 3 fish. 3 fish noise, and so that's actually going to make everybody leave. So really good playing on my part. Let's go ahead and get this Goblin Triplet out there since I know I don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, we get the War Bear out there. If there's no food in the inn, he will leave, but there is food on this Goblin Triplet, so I think I can send this bear out there, and this bear will not leave, nor will the Goblin Triplet leave, so now we can get this in here. Let's see, Lazy Sorcerer, if they're on the 5th floor or higher. So let's go ahead and, first of all, let's check for, we don't have anything to worry about as far as excessive noise. So that's good. Let's get the Fasting Monk out here. Because the Fasting Monk, if there is food directly above or below this room, the monk leaves quietly. I'm going to slide this down a little bit so we can see from the very bottom. So I don't have to worry about that. If there's no food on the inn, there is food in the inn. If there are 3 goblins in the inn, there's not. Now we bring this back, and we've still got, we're still fortunately not over 3 on any of these. Let's see, the Summoner does not want to go directly over noise. The Bunny Prince will get upset if there's more beer than food, so that is pretty much out. The Lazy Sorcerer, I feel like, has to go next because the Lazy Sorcerer has a thing where they do not want to be in there if they are on the 5th floor or higher. So we've got not the 5th floor or higher, no food directly above or below, no food in the inn. There's still food in the inn. There's not 3 goblins here, so we're good. Sensitive Hunter. So we've got 2 noise, 1 food, 1 sword. I could still move the Drunken Dwarf there. I cannot, because once I do, he'll leave. Bunny Prince I can't put on there. They'll just leave. I could put the Sleepy Summoner on there. They are affected by noise. And the Sensitive Hunter cannot go on there as well. Or can go on there. Right now they are good. But I think what I want to do is I want to get the Sleepy Summoner out here. And we cannot have noise directly above or below. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Again, not 5th floor or higher. There is food in the, not above or below the Fasting Monk. There is some food in the inn, so the Warbear won't leave. And the Goblin Triplet, of course, there's not 3 goblins, so we're good there. We draw a Time Mage. In terms of quirks, the only one here that's repeated is the noise one. Kind of want to move the Time Mage to the top, although it does leave me at risk of noise, mostly because this will probably not kick in at any time soon. This will put a 4th beer here and 2 food. The Sensitive Hunter could go up here, but if it does, that will drive the Sleepy Summoner away, so I think it's got to be the Time Mage. Is that still within... I think I remember having this problem last time where the size of the inn, but we need to go 2 more spots. And we are still not looking at anything there. All right, so Sensitive Hunter could go to the top. That would make it so that the Time Mage would not be tripped. And the Barbarian could go up here as well, and there's still beer at the bar. So let's move the Sensitive Hunter up to the top. There's not more food than beer. There is currently 5 beer and 2 food. If there's an equal amount of food and beer, there's not. There's not noise directly above or below the Sleepy Summoner's room. The Lazy Sorcerer is currently not on the 5th floor or higher. If there is food directly above or below this room, that's still not the case. If there's no food in the inn, there is food in the inn. And if there are 3 goblins, there are not 3 goblins in this entire thing. I have no idea if that's supposed to be a goblin or not, but that is... it's the only one that could be a goblin. This is going to give me a 3rd fight. Oh! This hurts. This is where the whole inn just comes tumbling down. Oh... I should have gone this first. If I had gone this first, right, I would have drawn the Rusty Ranger, wouldn't have kicked off anything. Then I could move the Sensitive Hunter up here. That would have been my 8th at the inn, and I think that still would have been fine. And then I would have drawn a card, and we would have been good. We would have won. All right. That's not what happened, though. That's not what happened at all. I moved the Sensitive Hunter up there first. Then I kicked off the Fighting Urk. So first we take out the Warbear. They go to the discard. Everybody else comes down 1. All right. And I just want to... I think this person goes as well. No, they're irked by... they're not irked by fighting. Wait, am I looking at the wrong thing? I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Hang on. I'm screwing this up here. Irked, fighting. This appears to be the only one irked by fighting. All right. So they leave. And this is where things start to go really haywire. But I don't think that we actually do any of this until we move on to the next one. Let's move you up here. Might as well. I think we've lost it at this point. Oh wait, we don't flip this yet. Sorry. Okay, so let's start. If there are 3 or more beer at the bar, there are not. If there is more food than beer at the inn, there is still more beer than food. If there is an equal amount, there is not. If there is noise directly above or below this room, there is now noise directly below it. The summoner deep sleepwalks out of the inn, casting a spell as she leaves. Draw a card and add it to the bottom of the inn. All right. If there's food directly above or below this room, there's not. If there's no food in the inn, there is food in the inn. If there are 3 goblins here, there are not 3 goblins here. If the inn has 3 or more adjacent beer or 3 or more adjacent food, there is not. So that's it. We're good. We're good there. We might actually still win this. Drawing one more here. We now have 3 fight. And we got rid of our fighter on the last one. And then this one will only trigger if there are 4 more food at the inn. There's only 1 food right now. This will make 2. So I think that'll do it. I think that you can't even see the entire row there. But just starting at the top of the inn phase, there are 4 more food. No. If there's more beer at the bar, no. If there's more food than beer at the inn, no. If there's an equal amount, no. If there's food directly above or below, no. If there's no food at the inn, there is food. 3 goblins, no. If the inn has 3 or more adjacent beer or 3 or more adjacent food. Oh, I think this is where I screwed this up. I should not have actually pulled this one yet. Sorry, I was looking over here. This makes a little bit more sense. The giant leaves but pays for another person's stay. Move a patron from the bar to the top of the inn. Continuing resolving irks, starting with the relocated patron. Okay. Let's go with the Bloody Barbarian then. We're going to slide all this down. Can you even see all that? This is taking forever. If there's no beer at the bar, there is still beer at the bar. If there is 3 or more beer at the bar, there is not. If there's more food than beer at the end, we now have to check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 food. We're good there, good there. No food above or below. There is still food at the end. There are not 3 goblins in the line. We now have to repopulate the bar. And we're good. We don't have anybody else who's upset. And the goal is to 7 or more patrons at the end. We win the game. And that actually is a win. The other loss is that you cannot have 8 patrons leave entirely, and we only had 6, so we're good. That is going to count as a win. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow with a little bit more Ugly Gryphon Inn. We'll see you then.